Torah Or, Vayigash, Mem Daled, second column, 4 lines in the end of the page. Okay, we started yesterday a new Maimer that Yosef gathered all the money of Mitzrayim and brought it to the house of Pari, and he quotes the Medrash that says Yosef hid 3 treasures. One Kairach got, one Antonina's got, and one is going to be for the Tzaddikim Lasad Lavan. So he says that when Hashem created light on the first day, it was a very powerful light. You were able to see from one end of the world to the next. But Hashem hid it for Tzaddikim, for Lasad Lavan. And he started explaining there's 2 levels of Ahava. There's 2 levels of love. There's a level of love that comes through meditation, which is basically a new level of love. You didn't have it before. Now you meditated, you have that level of love. Then there's the second level of love that's instinctive, natural, existing within every single Jew. And that is the Nefesh Ava Mesuteres, the hidden love that every Jew has as inheritance from Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. And all you have to do is reveal. You don't have to create it because it's there, but it's just covered up. You have to uncover it. So the 2 Avas, one is a new Ava that you create, that didn't exist before, and there's a second level of Ava that was always there, you just have to reveal it. 1 second. And that's the last thing we said. When wine goes in, secrets come out. We said what the Gemara means is when you have Bina, when you understand something, then the secrets, the hidden things come out. Peter, what is Sod? The hidden love. And therefore, how do you reveal the hidden level of the neshama? Through yayin, which is Kabbalah. What did you want?
You said that God concealed that special light.
Right.
So that's a special light that could benefit humanity.
No.
Why is it so important? What's so important for the tzaddikim to experience this or usher this special light, concealing all these
the ultimate purpose
just for that, so that the tzaddikim will have a special treatment?
Let me ask you a question. Light is worthless if there's nobody to use it, correct? If nobody's using it, what's the purpose of light? What's the difference if it's light or dark? Correct? Light doesn't change anything. It just shows you where you can go. So why is the first thing Hashem created was light? Why?
Exactly the same reason.
So the answer is because Hashem is saying at the beginning of creation, what is the purpose of world? Why am I creating world? There should be light. Now that light it's Torah, and that light is when Mashiach comes. That is the light that Hashem created, the purpose of the world for Torah and for Mashiach. Because the world's not worthy of it. When Mashiach comes. No, for everybody. Even you will be a tzaddik when Mashiach comes.
No, but why all these millennials, generations?
Because the world is not. The world is preparing to uncover that light. Okay, let's go further. Okay, the truth is that this hidden love is much greater than the Ava which comes on Nodem is bein in the Sanal. Now the Rebbe is saying now, which Ava is greater? There's a created love through meditation, which is a new love, and then you have the hidden love, which needs to be revealed. So the Alter Rebbe says the hidden love is infinitely greater than the revealed love. Why? Even though the revealed love is a new creation. And this is not new. New things are better than old things. It's a much deeper level because the Ava Mesuteres, the hidden love that a Jew possesses, is really the Pintali, the Yechidish of a Nefesh. That's much greater than the level of Ava, which is limited based on the level of your intelligence. Right? Intellect stimulates emotions. Based on your level of intellect, that's how great the love will be. Now that is automatically a limited level of love. So that love, even though it's new, is still limited based on the level of your intellect. But the Ava Mesuteres, which is innately found within the Jew, is infinitely greater. But
Rabbi, you said something yesterday that I was bothered whole day.
Whole day bothered you?
Yeah.
Wow.
You said the essence is not a problem. the revelation is a problem. How could that be? Isn't the revelation a part of essence? Like we can take the essence, or we cannot take the revelation. Right? Is that
I don't know. I remember what. Can you remember? I don't remember what I said in context of what I said. It's easier to have the essence than the revelation.
why? Essence is the real. Revelation is a part of it.
Yeah, but the revelation you need to internalize and have a vessel for it. If you don't have a vessel, you can have the essence, but you can't have the revelation. Simple English, a child, a baby, yes, has an essential bond with the parent. But intellectually, he has no understanding what the parents are. So he doesn't. The connection between a baby and a mother, yeah, obviously because she feeds him and everything, right? But as far as the kid is concerned, there's no rationale of that relationship because he doesn't have seichut. There's no vessel for it. But the essence is there. There's an essential bond between the kid and the mother, even at the newborn. So the essence is possible that you don't need a vessel for the essence, because essence is not revealable. Essence is not vesselable.
Essence is what it is.
Right. So he says, but the ava that comes to meditation is much, much lower. But it doesn't come down as low as the hidden love, because the hidden love can be sometimes completely concealed. And this ava that you have through meditation is revealed. But you can't compare the two. And like it says, the Rebbe says, like it says in Tanya, this hidden love, when it becomes revealed, is called ava rabba, this tremendously great level of love, which is higher than Ahavas Eilam. The Rebbe explains in Tanya, there's Ahavas Eilam and Ava Rabba. Ahavas Eilam means the love of world, meaning the love of Hashem that comes through meditation into the world. That's when you meditate into the universe, how great it is, that creates an Ava to Hashem. So Ahavas Eilam means an Ava that comes to meditation of world. Ava Rabba is an infinitely greater level of Ava. That is the essence. Now, until it's revealed, you don't have it. I mean, it's there, but once you reveal it, that level of love is infinitely greater than the love of Ava Selam. This level of Yosef, which is Ava Rabba Mesuteres, Sheyesh B'chol Nefesh Miyisrael, Yosef represents the hidden love that every Jew possesses, Shashosha Gavaya Meid Naila, which is the level of Yosef, which is the level of Yesod, which is the level of Yud Sod. Okay, it says Yosef with Sadik Yesod Elam. Yosef is the level of Yesod in the Spheres, right? There's 7 Rayim, Yosef is Yesod, and David is Malchus. Right? They have the same thing in the 7 Ushpizim. What is Yesod? Yud Sod. Okay? Yud is Chavla v'Chochma, which is not revealed, and Sod, the level of Bina, is a revelation. Chochma is not a revelation yet. It is only a spark. There's no revelation yet. So Yosef is a level of Sod, Yesod, Yud Sod, the level of the Ava Mesuteres that every Jew possesses. And that's much greater. And that's the Ar Zerol Tzaddik, which is Ar Kadma, this light that Hashem created at the beginning of the world, which is Gonzel Tzaddikim. Ar Kadma B'chinas Ava Rabba now Shalamaylam B'chinas Avas Elam, which is also called Erd. Ella Shegonzel Tzaddikim B'chinas Yosef Tzaddik Elyain. And through Yosef, this level is revealed within every single Jew. In other words, Yosef represents the hidden love that every Jew possesses. Okay, that was the level that Hashem hid, the light that Hashem hid. The beginning of creation represents the Avos Hashem, right? The Avos Hashem, which is innate within every single Jew. Okay, that level was created. Yosef represents that level. By the way, it seems that the level of Moshe is to reveal, to graze the shepherd that feeds the Jews with Amunah and all that. That is the hidden Avam Soteres. And Moshe Rabbeinu reveals the level of Yosef within every single Jew.
At this time.
Huh?
At this time.
Yeah.
Time of Mashiach, he revealed.
Everything's going to be revealed.
No, we don't need Yosef anymore.
Correct. Well, you don't need him.
We can't grow anymore, we cannot do this.
Correct. But now the Alter Rebbe why is Alter Rebbe saying all this? He started off by saying that Yosef hid 3 hidings, 3 treasures he hid. So he's going to explain the 3 levels of Avam Mesuteres, the treasure. What's the treasure that the Jew has? The hidden love that every Jew possesses. And that's the level of Yosef.
Yosef hid it.
Huh?
Yosef hid it.
Hid it.
Hid it?
Yeah. He hid the 3 treasures. He took the 3 treasures and he hid them. One Kairach found, one Ataninas found, and one the tzaddikim are going to get, lost of love. Now we can understand through this what it says in the Zohar, the earth that this light like Kadosh Baruch Hu begins to dadnui. He hid it in Gan Eden, they hide tzaddik through the tzaddik, which is Ganon or the Ginsa, the caretaker of the garden. And he took this or, and he hid it into a planting of truth. In other words, this Or Zarua is hidden in the time of Golus. It was hidden. When is godliness hidden? In the time of Golus. So he said, and therefore this light was hidden, and the role is to reveal it like it was at the beginning. But one second, but when you reveal this light that was hidden, in other words, simply put, the light was hidden, and our role is to reveal like it was at the beginning. Correct? So now the question arises, like we learned many times, why hide the light in order to reveal it? Why don't you just reveal it? I mean, keep it revealed. Why are you hiding it and go find it? So he said, because that's the whole game of hide and go seek. Why isn't hiding? Yeah, from the beginning of creation. Your complaint to Hashem, we have a complaint box in the back, but Hashem has a different complaint box, much bigger, because more people complain. More people complain to him. But the point is, in the game of hide and go seek, and that's what it's a pasuk of Chumash. Ubikashtem misham es Hashem elokechu metzaso. In the beginning of verse Chanan, we read it in the Kriya Tisha B'Av. Ubikashtem Shabbos verse Chanan. Ubikashtem misham es Hashem elokechu. You should seek from there. Where's from there? Sham represents evil, right? Here represents kedusha. Sham represents evil. So Hashem says, I'm hiding, and I want you to find me. And then Hashem takes it a step further. Within you, I'm hiding this neshama, the Or Zarua, the Avam Mesuteres, and go find me. Why? So why hide? Why bother hiding? Because the game is when you hide and find him, then you have a joy. That's the name of the game. But if you don't hide, then there's no game. So Hashem likes games. You know, Hashem also plays godly games. And Hashem's game is actually creation of the world to hide and find him. That's all. That's what Hashem wants it. In the Sava Kodesh Baruch Hu, Hashem had such a desire to have such a game. By the way, why in Gashmis is it, in the game of hide and go seek, that when you find the person you get excited? Why is it like that in Gashmis? Because it's like that in Ruchnius. In the spiritual realm, Hashem hides to be found. And therefore that's, because it's Hashem's game, that's why down here it becomes a game by people. It's exactly the way it works. Well, like the Gemara says, just like a garden needs to be plowed, it needs to be watered, it needs to be pruned, which is in other words, just like a physical garden. Yeah, you can't just have a garden growing by itself. It needs to be planted, cultivated, pruned. I mean, it needs to be taken care of. The same thing, this garden that Hashem planted within each one of us needs to be taken care of. The Rebbe once spoke on the Yud Shvat, the world as bad as it looks. But the Pasuk says, Basi Lagani. In Pasuk in Shir HaShirim says, Hashem said, I've come to my garden. That means Hashem is calling this world his garden.
It could be ruin his garden.
Now 1 minute. So what's the point of the garden?
Beautiful.
Hashem hired, garden is not some wheat growing. That's a necessity, granted. But a garden represents luscious fruit above and beyond necessities, luxuries. But Hashem says, I hired you Jews, they're called, as gardeners, and you have to take care of my garden. Don't destroy it, and not only don't destroy it, make it better than I made it. And that's the whole job of a Jew. Basi Lagani, Matan Torah. Hashem said, it's my garden, don't kill it, don't ruin it, take care of it.
Who came up with the word Basi Lagani? I got further care of it.
No, it's a pasuk in Shir HaShirim. Shlomo Melech said it. He explains in the Maimon of the pasuk. It's not his words. It's in Shir HaShirim. King Solomon, the wisest of all men, said it.
Said what?
What?
What did he say?
Shir HaShirim.
Yeah.
Basi Lagani.
The pasuk, Basi Lagani. She's in Shir HaShirim. What do you want me to do? I can't do more than that.
It's 50 years of the study.
It's so hard to understand.
What?
Shir HaShirim.
Shir HaShirim is a mashal
I know.
of the relationship between husband and wife and God and the Jews. But in Shir HaShirim, it doesn't only speak about the wife and the husband. Even in this pasuk, Basi Lagani Achaisi Kala, my sister, the bride. Sometimes it says Batara Sha'atle Ime in Shir HaShirim, his mother. Sometimes it says Biti. When Hashem refers to the Jews, he calls him his mother, he calls him his wife, he calls him his daughter, he calls him all these different things. Why does Hashem call the Jewish people, which are we? Are we wives? Are we daughters? Are we mothers? We can't be all three. But the answer is yes. There's a certain unique level of love that husband and wife have, and child and mother have, and parent and child has. And Shlomo Melech saying the relationship between the Jew and Hashem is in all three levels. There's a relationship that Hashem has husband and wife, which is one type of relationship, and child and parent and child. It's different relationships.
It's so cryptic and so...
That's why you have to learn it.
It's all over.
Rabbi, this thing between Yosef and Yehuda, as
Yeah.
it's going on in the war, where is Moshe in this thing?
Where's Moshe?
Yeah, what is it? What is a Moshe's response? As some of the thing Yosef is doing.
Moshe, like he said, Yosef represents the hidden love of the Jew.
Right,
The role of Moshe Rabbeinu is to reveal it
to us,
as a shepherd. Yeah,
as a king.
king, teacher, shepherd. The Rambam says Mashiach is Melech, and he's also going to teach Jews Torah.
So position of this Moshe is not work hard and bring Mashiach. Can this Moshe changes the revelation from Yosef into Yehuda sooner than what he was supposed to be?
The Gemara says you can make Mashiach come quicker. There's a pasuk that says that Mashiach will come be'ita achishana, in its time, and I'll hasten it. So the Gemara in Sanhedrin asks, if it's in its time, then it's not hastened. If it's hastened, it's not in its time. So be'ita achishana is in two words, it's a contradiction. So the Gemara answers, if the Jews merit, will come earlier. If they don't merit, they'll come on time. And everybody here, 6,000 has to come. If the Jews merit, they could bring Shabbos in early. They can bring the Kedusha in earlier. It's up to us. Moshe Rabbeinu is that one that reveals within the Jew, internally, like the Rabbi said, what does our generation need now? Complacency of Golus. So what's the role of Moshe Rabbeinu now? Moshe Rabbeinu's role, the previous Rebbe's role, was to reveal Mesirus Nefesh in Russia against the Jews. Against, was existing against the Jews. And the Rebbe basically is saying our generation, the Mesirus Nefesh, is complacency and Golus. To make people understand the concept of Mashiach. The Rambam, at the end of Hilchos Malachim, when he speaks about Mashiach, it was censored from the Rambam by the censors, but it's put back into many Rambams. The Rambam says over there that this Muhammad and Yoshke, why did Hashem put him into the world? To the masses, it's the world, right? So the Rambam writes that Muhammad was put into the world. It doesn't call Muhammad. He had very sharp words for Muhammad, but not over there. Muhammad was put into the world, Meshuggah. The Rambam wrote that the purpose why the concept of Muhammad is to bring the concept of prophecy to the world. Not only to the Jews, to the Goyim. There's a concept of prophecy. Why did he bring Yoshke into the world? That the world should understand there's a concept of Mashiach. So these are two fundamental things in the Animamins, more than two really. Each one takes up a few. Number one, there's a concept of prophecy. And secondly, there's a concept of Mashiach.
But no matter what, they propagate God.
Well, it depends which God you're talking about.
No, well, at least about Muslim.
Muslim, the Rambam, right. Even according to the Rambam, Christianity is Avodah Zarah, but Muslims isn't. Islam isn't. The halacha is even Christianity for a goy is not Avodah Zarah, but the Rambam holds Christianity for a goy is Avodah Zarah, because they believe in the Trinity.
They don't worship the oil.
Huh?
They don't worship.
We worship the oil. They don't. They supply to us.
Who?
We consume it and worship.
Okay. V'nei k'mei, but it's a gashmi, it's just like in the physical earth. Yesh beis minei tzmicha, there's two types of growth. Growth that grow, like the weeds that grow themselves. And then you have the plant, that you have to plant. Al tvuan Yisrael midei shana ve'elam v'tzemchen. And one is called the things that you plant you plant them every year and cultivate it every year. V'abeis nikas tzvichim. And the second was called tzvichim. What does tzvichim mean? Mashetzemech me'elel. They were never planted. They fell down from different plants. Where does it come from?
Wow.
Yeah, it says El min azir shenafel loy mikvar. Ve'eim anikra tzvicha da'ara. The mekayim ha'ara she'ikar kiyam ha'aretz. The primary existence of the agricultural world is with the tzvichim. So just like down here in the agriculture of Aretz, you have things that need to be cultivated and things that come along. So in the field up there, Gan Eden, there's also two types of things. There's Aveda that you need to cultivate, the Ava that you need to work on to reveal, and then there's things that come by themselves. The Ava Mesuteres. The Kachnim, Salamai Beretz Al Yaina, Hanikra Gensa. The Eretz Al Yaina, which is Gan Eden. Leilam Yeshu Aretz, which is called Gan Eden. There's two levels, Hainu Bechina, some Shachas and Imshachas Bechina Zriya, like it says, Or Zerua. There are certain levels of Kedusha that grow from what you plant. Vayigash Bechina Gadlam Bechina Svichim. Hainu Mimashin Izra, what's already planted, and he says, the Svichim, Av Shein, the Inyan Isavas Ham Shachas Chadasha Mamish. It's not new. It's not something you cultivated this year. It's from previous years. What was concealed in the earth. It's much higher in the source, like the Ava Mesuteres, when it goes out, even though it's not a new creation, like Ava that comes to meditation, you know, the Rebbe is explaining that there's two levels, like he does, there's two levels of Aveda. There's Ava, which is cultivated. There's Ava that comes by itself. In the fields of above, in the spiritual fields, there's things that grow by themselves. Just like down here, there are plants that grow by themselves, weeds and all that, which is on its own. It's not cultivated. And you have the plants that you plant. He says, but the Svichim are infinite. The Ava Mesuteres is much greater than the revealed ones. And the Megameh is that I know it's Ava Shenizba Kvad. The Ava that every Jew has by nature, which already was there, it was already planted. And he says, Zerua is past tense. Or Zerua, not Zoreya, is present tense. It says Or Zerua, he says, was planted. That refers to the hidden love that was planted and was never revealed. The love you cultivate now is present tense. You're doing it now. It's a new revelation, new planting, a new revelation. So he said the Or Zerua Latzadik is representing the hidden love that always was existing there. And that level of Av Mesuteres, Ava no, the Shachim is Baininis, which is called Ava Selim, which is the Zriya that you plant now. And he said, V'chol Zriyas Ava Selim, everything came from Yosef HaTzadik, which are called Ganina the Ginza. Shemen and Noam Shechor B'chinas Malchus and Niku, which is Malchus Neshamas Yisrael. Okay? So all this Ava is the hidden love, is what Yosef accomplishes. So now he says like this. Why it says in the pasuk Yosef hid all the kesef, right? They didn't only bring kesef; they brought their fields, they brought their slaves, they brought everything. What thing you put the pasuk? See, now the Alter Rebbe is going to get slave, but the Alter Rebbe is going to explain. Kesef is a level of ahava, love. Yosef hid all the kesef means he hid all the ava. We say in Yedid Nefesh, nichseif nichsafti. Nichsefa v'gam kol sanafshi in tilim. Nichsefa means the longing. So love is called kesef. Fear is called gold. That's why Av is more whitish and fear is more reddish. But when it says in the pasuk Yosef hid all the kesef, it's talking about the Ava Mesuteres that everybody had, and Yosef hid them.
What is silver called?
Huh?
What is silver called?
Ava.
That's gold.
No. Gold is called fear, Yira.
And silver?
Ava.
The other one.
No, but you said there's kesef.
Kesef is silver. Kesef.
Kesef is paying money. Kesef is coin, you're saying because of the silver. Yeah?
Kesef is silver. Zahav is gold.
Oh, okay.
How do you say silver in Hebrew? Kesef. Now, kesef is the level of nichsef, nichsaf, the level of ava.
Also, it's also money because the coins are silver.